Today in Grow a Garden in Roblox, I think you guys need to do what I'm about to tell you before the developers figure it out and patch it on us. No, it is not a glitch. It is not a hack. You're not abusing anything. It's just clever use of in-game mechanics, and I think we may have broken the cooking update wide open. If this video sounds interesting to you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Become part of the first 200k OGs on the channel because we are growing fast. And let's get into the video. I know what you want in this video. You want prismatic rewards, and as such, you want prismatic food. Take a look down here. This thing says prismatic sugar apple cake. I have been hard at work since the update dropped hours later trying to figure out the best way to make prismatic recipes. And I'm not alone in this. The Discord server that I actually hang out in, the Dawn Discord server that I've mentioned previously for leaks, is figuring out all the prismatic recipes in this game, including the divine ones as well. So I'm going to help all of you that are new to the game. I'm also going to help all of you that are intermediates in the game. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to help all of you that are definitely at the end game and can abuse certain mechanics to get certain things to work for you. So let's talk about this. If you're brand new to the game and you're trying to figure out what are the crafting recipes in this game. Previously, I flashed this list for you guys, and you can go ahead and screenshot this and use it, but this is not complete, nor is it super accurate. For all you new people, there's a better resource for the recipes for this event. You want to go to the Grow a Garden Wiki, you want to click on this trading and cooking update, and then it brings you to the cooking event. Scroll down a little bit until you see this here. This section right here has what you need. Go ahead and hit the yellow expand icon. When you do that, it opens up and shows you multiple recipes for multiple things you need. You have different ways to do salads, the one way we know to do sandwich, different ways to do pies, etc, etc, etc. And one thing you'll notice, it'll tell you all these different recipes for making a hot dog, for example, and it will also tell you how to do different rarities, so an uncommon ice cream or a legendary ice cream or a mythical ice cream, etc. So that's useful information for everybody on how to do the recipes. Let's take it up a notch, shall we, and do some of the more intermediate things. What you're going to need for this is one of two things. You're going to need bone blossoms or you're going to need sugar apples. As it stands right now, we have found 5 different prismatic recipes. The prismatic cake, the prismatic hot dog, the salad, the donut, and the pie. To do these recipes for prismatic, you need 4 bone blossoms every single time, as well as one of the following: the banana, the corn, the tomato, the sugar glaze, which is from the new seed pack, or the pumpkin. And the Discord server is actively trying to find more recipes as we speak, so if you want to help, jump in and check it out. Also, the Discord server is where we find all of our leaks, so definitely want to go in there for that as well. Including this chart right here, which shows you which levels of recipes require how many points and the % chance that they can be used. You might want to check it out. Lots of useful information in here. So let me demonstrate the intermediate level of doing this event. Let's make a prismatic hot dog, which is 1 corn and 4 bone blossoms. First up, let's go ahead and throw the corn into the pot like that, and we'll do 4 big old bone blossoms, 2, and then number 3, and then number 4. Boom. Give that a cook, and for you, I will go ahead and skip this just to save us all some time. And look, your hot dog is done. Let's give it a click, and boom, we have a prismatic bone blossom corn dog. I'm gonna hold on to this just in case he's craving his hot dogs after this. Now, let's say you don't have bone blossoms. I understand, not everyone does, but sugar apples are far more common. Let's go ahead and throw my corn in there, along with 4 sugar apples instead of 4 bone blossoms. We'll give it a click and give it a skip, and this time I got a divine sugar cake. Now, as you can see, the recipes aren't one-to-one in terms of when you use bone blossoms or when you use sugar apples, but you can find your own sugar apple recipes that will help you instead of having the bone blossom recipes. So the intermediate level is using bone blossoms or using sugar apples and doing the recipes and having fairly nice rewards. Now we're going to move on to the end game. This is the biggest and craziest way to break this game. As many of you know, my alt has a giant horned dino shroom. This thing's about 320 kilograms. And for reference, it looks like this all the way up into the sky. I can't even see it. Here, when I switch to my alt, it stretches all the way up into the sky. It's a massive horned dino shroom. One thing I tested, because I was curious, what would happen if I just put my giant horned dino shroom in the pot? It's favorited. Let me unfavorite it for you guys and show you what happens when we put in a 328 kilogram horned dino shroom. Let's give it a cook, right? Just the dino shroom. It takes 50 minutes. Why does it take 50 minutes? Because it is of massive weight. I will skip this for you guys just to show you, because this is really the end game of this whole event. It's insane. Are you ready to see the largest food you've ever seen. Watch this. Give me that. Say hello to my uncommon horned dino shroom soup. This thing is insane. So the uncommon, I'm going to use that word purposefully. The uncommon horned dino shroom soup of this size. Watch what happens when I sell it to him. Count the rewards. Count them. Ready? Here we go. Try this food I cooked up. Enjoy. Let's count them together. What we got? 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's 5. And then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I received 10 rewards from handing in that massive dino shroom. The problem was because it is an uncommon dino shroom, you're only able to get uncommon rewards. Notice I got watering cans and shekels and things like that. So how do you take this concept and take it to the next level? It belongs to those of you who have built a giant bone blossom fruit. The horned dino shroom is only a legendary fruit. So even though I have a massive one, it can only give me low level rewards by itself. However, those of you who have a gargantuan, and I mean a huge bone blossom, you can turn that in for pretty insane rewards. I happen to have one of my medium to small size bone blossoms left. This one's only 17 kilograms. When I shove it in the pot by itself and I start it, it's at 29 minutes. If it was much bigger, it'd be a 50-minute cooldown. Let's skip this together, and when I hand it in, you're going to see its rarity. Remember, the horned dino shroom was uncommon. The bone blossom by itself is actually a legendary bone blossom soup. Let's see what kind of rewards this fairly big legendary bone blossom soup can get me. Try this food I cooked up. Let's take a look what we get. A gourmet egg, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 legendary rewards, including eggs and seed packs from a big bone blossom. So the endgame way to abuse and destroy this event is to have a gargantuan bone blossom tree on an alt and a bunch of raccoons on your main. And then those raccoons, actually, you know what? You only need 1 raccoon. Do you remember how my horned dino shroom was a 50-minute wait time? You only need 1 raccoon to grab you one of those giant bone blossoms occasionally. And then you basically hand in a ginormous bone blossom every hour. And then you come back to finish your cooking time and you hand in your humongous bone blossom soup that is legendary, and you get eggs and seed packs every hour for minimal work. Or you can try and use those giant bone blossoms in the recipes I showed you earlier, being these ones right here. And with these recipes, you can make prismatic fruits to hand in of really big size. Hopefully I helped a lot of people. I told you about the wiki that has all these recipes to help you guys. I told you about these recipes to do some of the prismatics that we know. I told you about the Dawn Discord server that I am a member of, even though it is not my server, where inside we are trying to figure out this whole event. I also told you about the bone blossoms and how you can hand them in by themselves for really good rewards using just a single raccoon. And hopefully all this information was really useful to you. If it was, go ahead and hit subscribe as a thank you. Join the first 200k OGs on the channel. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching.